Okay, we're back. Back in Haddonfield. Hard to believe when I'm standing here, this is the spot. Got the Wallace house over here. Here's the Doyle house. It's better to come here at this time while there's a peak of daylight left. Elm Street house might be dark, but see they put up a new gate here. Super cool though. They didn't redo that balcony, which is cool. Michael fell in the second film. Oh, let me shut off the light. That's okay. Can still see. We got a new door. New door on the Doyle house. The windows have changed a bit, but as long as they got that signature balcony, it still sets the scene. You don't know what death is. Over here to the Wallace house exteriors. Getting harder to see over here. It was more lit up last time I was here. This whole portion looks nothing like it did in the movie, of course. Still looks similar to part 2 right here. They had redone the house between 78 and 1981. Front of the Wallace house from over here looks the same. Oh, very similar.
You need the parents' permission to use a statement. If you can't find the parents, give a statement anyway.
Of course, the interiors of the Wallace house were just right over there across the street. 1542. Head over there in a minute. Always good to be back. I'll come back during the day while I'm staying down here in Hollywood. Figured we'd end this episode right. Lots of movie history, so can't leave out the Wallace house where they found the 3 bodies. Bob, Linda, and Annie. And when Lori's running from Michael, I always like to point this out, she came right over this area right here, which did not have a fence here. This is the neighbor's house where she was denied entry. They just turned the lights out. And she ended up running straight back to the Doyle house. Of course, the funny thing is she runs to the Doyle house, but the interior of the lower floor of the Doyle house, which she's let in by Tommy, was filmed here.
Come upstairs.
That's right. The whole chase ensues. This is the legendary street right here. Michael chased Lori back up into the Doyle house. They did do the closet scene up there, upstairs in the Doyle house, and it was where Michael was shot 6 times in part 1, 7 in the intro to part 2. He falls off the side balcony in the original, and in part 2 is the front. And the neighbor from this house comes out. What's going on out there? Been trick-or-treated to death tonight. Looks like they're growing some trees up. Remember all these trees being so big last time I was here. Trick-or-treated to death. You don't know what death is.
He's still on the loose. Is this some kind of joke? I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight.
Just to the left of that house would be the Wallace house interiors. Now this is the Mecca right here. The laundry house used to be back there, but that's where that scene was filmed anyway. Wallace house exterior over here at this dark house. But the sex scene, everything else were in here, 1542. This is where you see Brackett and Loomis drive by in part 2. You get the shot of what I like to call the V tree. They're still not taking care of this thing. It goes all the way up past the roof of the house. Absolutely massive. Wow.
Circle the block again.
It's totally dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the door, the pattern on the windows of the door in the film. This is the house. They filmed the sex scene up there. When Laurie comes in and sees Annie and Judith Meyer's headstone and the pumpkin. Finds her other two dead friends that was in here. As well as then Michael meeting her for the first time, slashing her arm, and then she falls over the railing onto the stairs. That was here. And yeah, did use the exterior in Halloween 2. Loomis and Brackett drive by this impressive looking bee tree, which at the time, 1981, was just a normal sized tree. It's absolutely monstrous now. I'd give anything to get into this house. Sorry, hard to see. They turn the lights out. They love to do that. And here at the Doyle house, what you can see in the final peak of daylight, that's where Jamie Lee Curtis said to Donald Pleasance, "Was the boogeyman?" As a matter of fact, it was. But they realized that Michael is gone.